It looks like Britney Spears might be in love with a criminal. This man, Paul, was hired to do dishes and mop floors at her mansion. Yet reports claim that he's the man that Britney cheated on Sam with, and that's ultimately what led to her divorce. Either way, the former employee and possible rebound is a dangerous man. His criminal past is lengthy, and her friends are concerned for her well-being. So let's get into it. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to Britney Spears' current situation, and she may possibly have a new boyfriend. Headlines read that Britney Spears did have a brief fling with felon ex-housekeeper Paul Richard Soules, but pals insist that she didn't cheat on Sam Asghari and broke off the romance as soon as she discovered his criminal past.
Oh, great. Another fame-seeking, bottom-feeding man trying to use Britney Spears. I'm shocked. And what the fuck is this? No thank you. But back to Britney's new man. Criminal? Mama, I'm in love with a criminal.
You guys know I would love to see Britney Spears happy, but it's gotta be the right guy. It's sad that we're going from sketchy Sam Asghari to sketchy Paul Richard. I guess at one point Paul was actually hired by Britney's team, and he was a former housekeeper at her mansion in Thousand Oaks. You may remember that Sam Asghari put out a story claiming that he filed for divorce after catching Britney allegedly hooking up with an employee, so this is that employee. And I guess maybe he could have seen this over like some home footage or some security footage. I'm not entirely sure how he found out, but I'm still not sold that this is the true story. Anyways, a source close to Britney has told the Daily Mail that Britney is not dating Paul, although they conceded that the pair did have a brief romance, which they insist took place after her marriage to Sam had ended, which it hasn't been that long. Quote, they had a short fling after Sam left, but that was it. Britney hooked up with him twice, and at the time she did not know about his criminal past. She no longer has any communication with him. You guys know that I'm skeptical about everything, and it's kind of bizarre to see that this man is being pushed in the media and that we've got his full name. They're including his last name as well, so we can go and look up his criminal past. But this kind of seems like a setup from like Sam Asghari's side, because he's trying to push that Britney had cheated on him, and now we have the person she allegedly cheated with.
But it's interesting that throw in his middle name, because as soon as you put his name in a search bar, his appeals case comes up, but nothing else. You can't find an old picture of him, a social media account, nothing. Interesting to me.
News of Britney's fling with Paul comes less than a month after her and her ex Sam filed for divorce, after they had a nuclear argument when she was accused of cheating on him. TMZ claims that Sam and Britney had a huge fight after he confronted her over claims that she's been unfaithful. Neither Britney or Sam have ever addressed the rumors, but an insider insisted that her romance with Paul only took place after the marriage had ended, which seems very convenient. I mean, I can't imagine moving on that quickly. So it's hard for me to believe that there isn't any overlap, but again, we're not hearing this straight from Britney. But either way, it doesn't seem like people are supportive of this new romance in Britney's life. A source tells ET that people close to Britney think that her new man isn't good for her, and that's why they aren't supportive of the relationship. The source went on to say that Britney likes him though, because he makes her feel like he is acting as her protector. She finds comfort in that, especially as she moves through her split with Sam. So maybe he's just like a comfort rebound. Let her have her rebound moment. But we keep talking about this criminal past, so let's go ahead and break it down. Back in 2004, Paul was convicted for possession of methamphetamine with the intent to sell and was sentenced to 4 years in state prison. Then in 2019, he was arrested for disturbing the peace with offensive words. At the time, he spent 2 days in the LA jail and was given probation. He also has some more on his criminal record, and I found this TikTok that broke down one incident, so go ahead and check it out.
This is an alleged story, but in 2009, he allegedly got a phone call from someone that his friend had stolen a car and gotten arrested. So he scoops up the friend's sister and they drive up to the scene and they talk to the cop and they talk to the guy, and the guy says, yeah, I stole that car and now I'm getting arrested. By the way, I meant to say this is the court doc I got this story from. Okay, so the guy gets his car, the original guy whose car it was, he gets the car back at the scene. So Britney's boyfriend sees the guy, clocks the guy, right? And is very nice and kind to him at the scene, but then follows him with his car, with the sister. The guy gets to his house. He pulls up to the guy. He says, open your door. The guy gets scared. He opens his door because he recognizes him from earlier at the scene. He reaches in, he grabs a police report. He says, you're not going to testify against my friend. Threatens him in a very aggressive way, right? People keep asking why I'm smiling during stuff like this. It's a nervous laugh. It's a nervous smile, okay? So the guy gets freaked out. He goes in the house. He calls the cops. He tells the cops. The cops go to Britney Spears' boyfriend's house. And they say, did you go and threaten the guy? Take his paperwork? And he's like, yeah, I did. Sorry about that. So now the court case comes up. This goes to a jury, okay? Britney Spears' boyfriend, they start asking him questions about what happened. He's got a different story now. He said, oh, I just saw him at a red light, and I just asked him, you think you're gonna go to court? And he was like, nope. And I never took his paperwork. Yeah, nobody believed him. And he was already out on like a probation situation or like a parole situation. And so he just went right back in.
It does seem like Paul has had his fair share of run-ins with the police, and honestly, our judicial system is kind of designed to keep people in, not negating what he's done because obviously he is convicted. But according to court documents, Paul has multiple felonies, one for possession of narcotics sale, and he also found himself in trouble in December 2022 when he was employed by the songstress. Other misdemeanors include disturbing the peace, child endangerment, and driving without a license. He was actually in court this week for allegedly violating his probation.
And earlier I said criminal, so you might be wondering, what charges? Solis has a criminal background that includes charges for multiple misdemeanors, including disturbing the peace, child endangerment, and driving without a license, in addition to felonies for possession of a controlled substance for sale and possession of a firearm. Doesn't automatically make him a bad guy, but I don't think he's right for Britney.
Now, I agree, it doesn't automatically make him a bad person, but like, do we need Britney Spears to be with someone who has issues like this? When Paul was asked about his criminal history, he said, I'm not a bad dude. I understand that things have been said about me in the past, and I have a criminal record. I get it. So he's at least taking ownership for his past. A source said that Britney's security team failed to do a proper background check when hiring Paul. When his criminal past came to light recently, his employment for Britney ended. And maybe his employment with her has ended, but we've seen him all around, picking her up from the airport, going on drives together. They have been hanging out. Page 6 reported that Paul has been a shoulder to cry on in the wake of her split from Sam, claiming that the pair formed a close bond and were spending time together. They also suggested that those close to Britney were concerned about her relationship with the housekeeper who was hired to clean toilets, mop floors, and pick up her trash at her $12 million home. And maybe there are some concerning aspects here, but like, he has been there for her. He is a shoulder for her to cry on. So maybe if she's aware of his doings, then she can make her own choices. Anyways, he was caught up by the paparazzi recently, and they were asking him a ton of questions. And this is what he has to say.
Are you going to clarify for us, though? You are a couple with her, Britney, now?
I'm not at liberty to discuss anything in regards to her.
Yeah.
So, can you talk about how she's doing, though? Obviously, she's in the middle of a divorce.
She's doing great.
Is she in contact with Sam? Is she,
I don't know anything about anything.
Do you know Sam at all, sir? Can you comment on their relationship,
Sam's
you know?
a good guy, too. I like Sam.
I believe that Sam alleged that, are you the person that Sam caught with Britney?
I don't know anything about that.
I find it interesting that he's like a Sam Asghari apologist. I mean, this entire story seems so convenient for Sam Asghari. He's trying to file for divorce. He can claim that it was because of cheating, and essentially he's making Britney look bad, and he's using Paul as a catalyst to do so. Yet I came across a TikTok from our friend Kyle, and she shares that there are other people exposing Sam for cheating on Britney. So really, maybe he's the cheater, and he's trying everything in his power to deflect.
Okay, so influencer Ashley Frank has come forward with some allegations about Sam Asghari. Yes, I'm using an airplane pillow while I'm watching a movie because I don't feel well. Ashley posted this to her IG story. I find it absolutely absurd. He's claiming she cheated, knowing damn well what he was doing from day one. He set his intentions on being famous when he started dating her. He was dishonest with her from the beginning and used to laugh about it with his clients at the gym. His coworkers, aka other trainers at RPT, that was the gym he worked at, also lying, cheating pigs, supported his every move. If I read a news story that they were divorcing for a legitimate reason, I might not have said anything. But to read a headline like this, knowing all that I know, I cannot be silent. Ashley, thank you so much. I feel all women that trained at RPD or with Sam privately should be honest. You can be anonymous and still be honest. I personally never hooked up with Sam. I denied any of his attempts and never responded to any of his unsolicited pictures or in person when he would ask if I wanted to hook up with him in the showers at the gym. Sorry, Sam, you're not my type. I second that, girl. I actually stopped working out there altogether because I was so offended by the constant SH. I wanted a gym with community and to feel safe and comfortable. RPT was not that. In fact, the owner still owes me thousands of dollars for unused personal training once I withdrew as a client due to unwanted schmexual advances from multiple trainers forcing of HGH meds for results. Oh, we know he'd been doing that. Now, Ashley went on to state that she's had therapy sessions because of the way Sam and the other trainers at RPT treated her. And she said that she cannot imagine what Britney Spears went through being married to and dating and living with this man when she just had that much trauma from experiencing him as her personal trainer at her gym. So she went on to just clarify that Sam doesn't owe her money. This is the owner of that gym that owes her money, Royal Personal Training. That's where Sam previously worked. Hey, listen, if you are a woman and a victim of any of this shit that went to that gym, email me. The link is in my link tree. And then Ashley actually shared an old DM from one of her friends saying, holy shit, I remember when this happened to you. You were so upset and rightfully so. Yes, this man is a fucking pig. I'm glad you finally get to use what dirt you have on him to help him get what he deserves.
So there's a lot to unpack in this video. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here's my email if you have any other video ideas for me, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.